Bueno. Soon I'll have been in jail 4 years. And at first I was so miserable being locked up, but then I came to accept it so I could at least have some peace. Sabe? So when I got here, I was always fighting, I fought all the time because I was still a drug addict, And I was an addict for many, many years, probably my whole life. And I wasn't on the street, no, I wasn't on the street, no, I was, how would you say, a prostitute. I was very beautiful back then, when I had all my teeth, they fell out because of the drugs. So this one day, I left a client, it was very cold, it was just sprinkling, and it was kind of foggy over on 22nd and Caracas, right? And I was near the gas station on the corner. And there's a guy there who's got a little store and he sells coffee and things to eat and alcohol. And I went to pay him for a double shot of aguardiente and a wine because I was very cold. And when we were talking, a woman who was hanging out with some cab drivers, she's drunk and she says, "Oh, look there's that bitch, that whore." So I turn around and I look at her. What? And I say nothing. And then she says, "Oh, bitch, you didn't like that? You didn't like that, bitch?" And then she punched me in the mouth. And I was bleeding. Okay. So I searched for something to throw at her. Okay. And I didn't have anything. And all I saw was a bucket. And the ones that had the gas and the oil in them, the dirty water mixed with oil, and and so then so I threw the bucket at her, and back then, we all had Alf bangs, Alf, the little alien on TV with the bangs, or like this, but she had Alf bangs, and after I hit her with the dirty water, it all went straight down. Her bangs went down past her chin. So and then we really went at it. I don't know if it was the devil, but I got such strength all of a sudden, And one of our taxi driver friends had to kick me just to get me to let go. So I go back to my place and I got my crack pipe, I'm just settling down. And I remember when I was heating it up, when suddenly, I think that is because they came in, breaking down the door. I'm thinking that it's the cops, right? And in comes that woman with 4 men. And the 4 men and her, they start stabbing me. And 3 of those men knew me because, I also dealt drugs. Sometimes I pick up some shifts with a man at a spot. So these guys knew me, okay? And because of that, they weren't aiming to kill me, okay? They pretend they were stabbing me hard, so that the woman could see, and, because she was probably paying them. I'm sure she paid them. But the woman had a knife. Come on, the kind that has a wooden handle, and she stabbed me like this here. So, okay. So I took off running. And I'm running, and I heard people yelling, and I'm like semi-conscious, and I heard them yelling, and I was like, come on, they're killing the girl, they're killing her. And I'm running, and the guard of this taxi company near me, he fired his gun, which scared the men and the woman who were still chasing me, so they stopped for a moment, and I fell to the ground. And I was badly wounded, I was bleeding, and this hand didn't look like this, but it was all crooked, turned this way. And they broke a bottle of aguardiente on my head, and the men yelled, let's go, you already killed her. And she said, no, hold up, I'm gonna finish her. And so she turned back, and she's coming at me, pointing the knife at my face, right? But I still have reflexes, And when she threw the knife at me, I turned my face like this, and bam! She got my vein. Okay, so then I go to the hospital. And later, this friend told me that I have, oh, Marcela, you started turning green. Your face and hands were green like yellow. Well, I was dying, asshole. I was dying. hurt so much. I didn't know how I was taken to the hospital. I got there with no vital signs, and my boyfriend tells me that they tried to bring me back to life and it wouldn't work. But I tell him that, that I did hear a voice. I heard his voice. His voice when he said, "Don't you leave me here alone. Don't you die on me." And I would try to look at him, but I couldn't because I felt like there was something like dragging me down. And I started going down on some sort of thing. I don't know what it was, but I was falling and fast to the point where the speed is so fast that you get to the point where you're not moving at all and you're fast and you're fast and you're fast and you're fast. And then, but you're like floating. And it's something, it's not bad. Because you don't even feel like fear. No, you just go and go, but it's all very thick around you. And then you see a light. That I tried to find it in other lights, and I haven't been able to. Blessed God. It's a light. It doesn't look like any light bulb. Not like the light bulb in the sky. It's true. It's true. I'm telling you. And I remember I felt something very, very cold. And I woke up. And I saw a man standing next to me. And I felt something wet. And I saw this. And it was the man from the morgue. It was the man from the morgue. They were already washing me up. I felt something very cold. And I tried to wake up, but nothing. I couldn't move. But this is what saved me, because at that moment, they realized that I was alive. And the man from the morgue yelled, "Hey, this woman is alive! This woman is alive!" And I was rushed to the surgery. They did surgeries to rescue my hand and my life. Yeah. And one day later, I bumped into this woman I knew. She thought I was dead. In fact, everybody thought that. And people even collected money for my funeral. This woman said, "Oh, I went to identify the body. She was all sliced, and they stabbed her. They didn't even let me see her. We should collect money for her funeral." And so she went by all the drug spots. And since everybody loved me because I sing, I'm a very happy person. And the drug dealers, they all gave money for my funeral. Sweet. And this woman, she took that money, she stuck it in her crack pipe and she smoked it all. But she got hers later when I came back. I was alive, Oh, yes. And the woman who stabbed me, right? Her name was Patricia, this woman with this face that looks like cheese, And I sent word to let her know that I was fine, I didn't want any trouble, that I was gonna press charges, okay? And all that was just things that happened on a drunken night, and I never heard from her again. And sometime later, I found out that 2 guys who stabbed me landed in prison, and they were killed there in La Modelo. He who kills with steel dies with steel. That's what they say. So, here I am, by the glory of God, enjoying my life. I am no longer a slave to drugs or prostitution. And a husband? I don't need no husband. For what? What better husband than him? I ask and he gives me everything. I tell him, "Look, God, I'm running out of toilet paper." And sure enough, there's always a person who says, "Hey girl, come on here, come over here. I got something for you." And lo and behold, it's toilet paper. But I do not wish my experience on anyone. I mean, not about the tunnel, but to see yourself being stabbed.